twig snapped. "Who's there?" No one answered. But out of the darkness slithered a snake. It was as thick as the branches of the bongo tree and seemed to have no end. It coiled its body at the base of the rock, and then it spoke. "Greetings. I'm Samsoa. What's your name?" JuJo stood, trying to look brave, and answered, "JuJo." "JuJo. A fine name for a strong and brave young man. And here, all alone." JuJo was flattered. "Thank you." "And so wise, bringing food with you. Well, I haven't eaten in days." Am I making that too scary? That's the first time I've ever tried that kind of voice exactly with those voice inflections. I'm working on it. Well, let's go.
Yeah, you need to work on it.
Thanks. Thanks for pointing that out. My father always told me, be prepared. Without another word, JuJo tore off a chunk of bread. "Please, Samson, have some. I have plenty." "So kind you are. But let's share our meal together. There's a lovely spot down here." JuJo had heard tales of snakes, as I'm sure you have as well, all his life, not to trust them. But Samsoa seemed kind enough, and it was always a good thing to share. "Well, I'd be honored," JuJo said, and he began to climb down the rock. Samsoa just waited, a smile spreading across his face. JuJo was halfway down the rock when he remembered the words of the chief was almost on the wind. You remember the words of the chief? Do you remember what the chief told him not to do? He stopped, and it was a good thing he did. You see, Samsoa, if you can see the silhouette of his body in the background. And then what's that? You see that? Samsoa had secretly been wriggling his tail to the back side of the rock where JuJo couldn't see. He was just waiting for the perfect moment to snag the boy and then have him for his midnight meal. What do you think happens? When Samsoa saw that JuJo had stopped, he reached and grabbed hold of his ankle and squeezed. JuJo knew he had to act fast. Taking the bag from his shoulder, he swung it at the head of the snake. The whack sent Samsoa reeling. JuJo had just enough time to scramble up the rock to safety, dropping his food on the way. How would you like to have that thing squeezed around your ankle? "You're faster than I thought," said Samsoa. Then seeing JuJo's spilled food, you know what he did? He gulped it down in one mouthful. "But so generous," he said as he slithered away. JuJo knew he had made a huge mistake. He sank onto the rock, shaking with fright. He felt very hungry and very alone. He was tired and wanted to sleep until he saw a shadow move. He got out his bow and shouted, "Don't come any closer!" But the shadow did come closer. I don't know if you can see that. When it stepped into the moonlight, JuJo could see it was a big cat with padded paws and a snaggle tooth. "Hello! I'm Shaku. Don't be afraid. I'm as friendly as they come, he purred. I'm not taking any chances, said JuJo, who had learned his lesson. He certainly had with the snake. I understand. Why, this is no place for a young boy. Why, you're just a tasty snack to creatures here in the jungle. It's a good thing I came along when I did. I'll take care of you. Thank you, Mishaku. That's kind of you. And JuJo lowered his bow. Now tell me, why are you here? JuJo liked the cat. He seemed friendly and good-natured, so he began to tell his story. That snake, why, I could have told you not to trust him. You must be terribly hungry. Come back to my den. I have a warm feast waiting. Oh, JuJo's stomach begged him to go. Thank you again, Mishaku, but the chief told me not to leave the rock for anything. Mishaku thought for a moment. My friend, I can't leave you here all alone. I'll stay with you for the night. Why, you need company. And company is what I have to give. Thanks, Mishaku, but I will be fine. Move over, friend, and make room for me. I'm coming up. JuJo enjoyed talking with Mishaku while on the rock, but being any closer to that snaggletooth was more than he wanted. Mishaku, wait! But the cat wasn't waiting for anything. He crouched, then leapt up to the rock. JuJo grabbed his bow. Mishaku, no! You see that? Cameraman, you getting that stuff? Seeing that?
Got it.
How are you guys feeling? That is the end of the story right there. JuJo, he was a nice... No, that's not the end of the book. Let's turn the page and see what happens. How's that working out for you, cameraman? You're doing some... You're toying around with the thing right there. Oh, what's going on? Is it on?
Trying to...
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
We're still recording right now?
I'm still recording.
Well, let's get going. What happened?
Okay.
The cat
Tell me.
The cat acted as though he didn't hear. He just clawed closer and closer. Just a bit more, and he'd be on top with JuJo. Don't make me, said JuJo as he notched an arrow. The cat stopped clawing and looked up. You wouldn't, said Mishaku. But he saw the look in JuJo's eyes and let go. He slid down the rock. Staring up at the boy, he growled, Next time you won't be so lucky. Get out of here, cat! We'll meet again, JuJo. We'll meet again. And Mishaku disappeared into the night. JuJo then realized that Mishaku, though appearing friendly at first, was probably planning to have him as his next feast. I don't think he had a feast waiting. I think he was going to be the feast. JuJo let out a deep sigh of relief. He remained watchful, but as the night wore on, his eyes grew heavy. It was some time later. JuJo thought he saw the treetops swaying, but there was no wind. He was suddenly very alert. The earth began to tremble. JuJo's heart beat wildly. Something enormous was headed towards him. But then it stopped, just outside the clearing. Get off my rock! Did you not